your host, Matt, aka Downey Jr., aka the real Downey Jr. We have co-hosts Cullen, aka Dresden, Leah, aka Leah Sue, and Mike, Breast Station, who is in the intro of Red Dead right now. So we are playing Red Dead with Cullen and Leah until Mike joins us, and we have a couple topics. We have Godzilla versus King Kong movie review. We did Mortal Kombat last episode. This is this review, and our resident movie buffs, Leah, Sue, and Mike will kick us off there, and then we'll talk about Red Dead. Pretty meta topic there, and finally end it off with hacking, which is a topic that Cullen and I are very passionate about. So, Leah and Mike, what did you think about the movie?
Godzilla versus King Kong. Well, full disclosure, I don't remember most of it.
Can anyone hear Leah?
Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Oh, you guys can?
Full disclosure, I can't remember most
Jesus.
of the movie. I was falling asleep. I rewatched it at some point. It was.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm having actual issues here. Hold on. Fuck.
Audio issues or visual, or can you give us some information?
I can't hear you at all, and that's not playing back into my into the podcast here. So let me just check 1 2. Okay, that's working. Why did you guys go out all of a sudden?
Hello.
Give us some information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. I just didn't do anything and it worked now. Okay. Let's just start that over. Welcome to the Friendly Frontier Podcast, episode I'm not sure yet. I'm your friendly host, Matt, a.k.a. The Real Downey Jr., in Red Dead Redemption right now with Cullen, a.k.a. Dresden, Leah, a.k.a. Leah Sue, and Mike, a.k.a. Breast Station. We're going to talk about King Kong versus Godzilla movie with our resident experts, Leah and Mike, and then we're going to talk about hacking. But before that, we're going to talk about Red Dead, and that's our topic. So, Leah and Mike, kick it off. Thank you.
I feel like you didn't breathe during that at all.
Hold on 1 second before you guys get started. Matt, pick up a bounty. All right, so we're not
All right,
just
I'll
standing
pick
here
up a
with our
bounty.
thumbs up our asses.
Thank you very
Are we doing King Kong discussion or Red Dead? King Kong versus
should start
Godzilla,
with King
right?
Go,
Kong, 'cause-
King Kong, go now.
Right. So I was saying that I kind of fell asleep during it, but also I did watch the movie and it seemed just mostly action, not a lot of substance in terms of the plot. Am I right?
So I'm kind of fine with that because the movie's called Godzilla versus King Kong. So I feel like
You're not looking for
more-
substance?
the more the humanity in the movie, the lesser the action there is within
Oh.
the two monsters.
I see.
Which is why I actually kind of like this movie.
So
You were just
can I ask something about this?
action-oriented.
First of all, I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen a single King Kong or fucking Godzilla movie.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Is King Kong the fucking good guy in this?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
Godzilla is so much fucking cooler.
I think Godzilla is just like trying to find his way, and King Kong is like, let me show you.
Wait, sorry, what?
I think Godzilla is trying to find his way, and King Kong is like, let me show you. I'm gonna help you, Godzilla. Like,
No, I
you
mean,
feel
like I heard
you
what you said. I just don't really know what you meant. Like,
I feel like King Kong is taking the
is there
leadership
some sort of like nurturing aspect to this movie that I wasn't fucking familiar with?
Yeah,
I
felt like
thought they
King
fought
Kong-
in this movie. Don't they fight?
Well, they fight, but then like some other greater evil comes about, and then King Kong
And then they're
ultimately
like, let's
protects
fucking touch
Godzilla.
kaiju giant gorilla tips and fucking we'll be friends automatically. Because we have a
Godzilla.
mutual interest in killing the same person.
I think they ultimately realize like why are we fighting each other? The greater evil out there, and that's time.
You know,
You know?
I can't get on board with fucking King Kong. Godzilla though, I can get on board with fucking Godzilla. I think kaiju are fucking cool. Okay, I liked Pacific Rim. I think I'm in the minority of people that liked Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim was fantastic.
I think
dude.
Pacific
Yeah.
Rim most
Pacific Rim
people
was
loved.
amazing.
They just don't.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't like that movie.
Well, the second one wasn't as
I
great.
think for some reason
the second one was
Hollywood didn't
garbage.
like that movie because they didn't hire Guillermo del Toro back, which is baffling.
I mean,
Yeah,
that movie
that-
was great.
He was
Yeah,
awesome.
less Del Toro, the worst.
Yeah. So
But
Mike,
Godzilla, like kaiju, are just a fucking cooler concept to me than fucking King Kong. What's King Kong? I don't even know what King Kong's story is. Why is he just a big monkey? Like, what's the deal?
Isn't he from some fantastical island that has a lot of fantastical creatures, including him?
Skull
I think
Island,
he's
yeah.
like among many fantastic creatures that live on this island, and then he
Skull Island,
and-
yeah.
yeah, he was taken, he was abducted basically, and he was put into slavery and performance ship. Is that a word?
Performance chip? Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's a word. And against his will, really.
Yep, you're not wrong.
He has ethics, he has morals, Mr. King Kong.
Okay, so I think you and Mike should discuss the more finer points of the latest movie. Explain it to somebody like me who's never fucking watched a single one of these movies.
Mike, you wanna lead that cause?
Well, this movie specifically was a sequel to both the previous Godzilla movies from this generation and Kong Skull Island.
Which was not
Mainly-
horrible.
No, it's not horrible at all. It was
No.
mainly a Godzilla sequel because it wound up Godzilla and King Kong fighting together to take on Mechagodzilla.
Okay, what did the reviews say about this movie?
I don't know.
You know what I really think actually is that they've been putting out all these movies like Nomad, like all these movies that are like really serious and really intense, and people are just like, no, I want to see some fantastical creature fight some other fantastical creature to the death for fun.
So you're saying the current atmosphere of society has kind of desired a movie like this, is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
I think they just wanted some bullshit.
Blockbuster that they could watch from their home. You could get that shit on
visual-
HBO, right? You don't have to like go to a theater.
glory. Well, but I mean, have you noticed? I don't. This is actually a different topic that I want to ask you guys. Like, have you guys noticed that in the pandemic? Like, I'm so interested to know how they're making movies and making TV in the pandemic because the amount of shit that has come out has, like, it hasn't been that great.
It's
But
okay.
also, I'm curious to see what happens a year from now and this now, and if it's better or worse because they've been putting out shit recently, and I think it's
Yeah.
because they
Do you
don't
know
have
why
anything
that
to put
is?
out.
Is
They don't
because
have
they're
anything to put
probably
out.
they're probably making this shit during the pandemic because they're just like, we just need to occupy people. There are legitimate movies that there's like one movie that I've been waiting for a fucking long time. It keeps getting pushed back.
Is it?
Top Gun 2.
What's that?
What's that?
Which movie?
It's
What
called The
movie?
Green Knight. It's
I don't know. It.
The Green Knight.
yeah.
Who's in it?
Patel something. I forget his name. It's like a medieval fucking movie. It looks really fucking good. It's based on a fucking story. Like, I think he's like related to like King Arthur or something. I never actually read the original story, but the movie looks fucking unbelievable. But like, I keep wanting them to release it so I can go fucking see it, but it's like, I think it's pushed back to like 2022 now at this point. And I think what they're doing now is they're just making movies during the fucking pandemic, and they're just releasing shit to probably support your point that
I
that's
think it's
why there's just like so much shit out right now.
I think it's the opposite. I think they're not making stuff because of the pandemic, and so they have very little to put out, and so they're like waiting long periods of time before they put out each individual piece of crap.
I think a movie like King Kong versus Godzilla, which is going to rely heavily on CGI, is very easy to do during the pandemic, as opposed to a fucking
Yeah,
movie.
you are right, Cullen.
As opposed to a
Right.
movie where you have to film on set, like, you know, go to fucking New Zealand to film or some shit like that. I don't know. Like, I just feel like
there was a really good movie that came out during the pandemic, and I don't know if it was actually filmed during it, but it was called Bad Trip.
I
Have you
don't
seen
know.
it?
I'm not. I mean, look, I'm not even entirely certain that King Kong versus Godzilla was like filmed during the pandemic. I just have like this like nagging assumption that like that is the explanation for why there's like so many fucking bad movies, because they're just like, people need entertainment. We don't really have the resources right now to fucking, create movies like we traditionally do. So
So you're saying the pandemic
here's
had an impact on the quality of
had an
movies
enormous,
this year?
yeah, obviously it had an enormous impact on filming schedules, on fucking everything, dude. So
So we had less options. There's less coming out.
yeah,
So now
but
we're just we're picking at the bottom of the barrel of entertainment now.
But the funny thing about the pandemic is also, I think we talked about this in the first episode about with like me and Glenn when we were talking about how Trolls movie that came out during the pandemic,
Oh
like,
yeah.
it just opened up the question. It was like one of the first, because you know how it's like, obviously you can't go to fucking movie theaters now, but it's like they give you the option. They're like, well, you can go to a theater or you can watch it on like HBO Max or some shit like that.
$20.
I watched it on HBO Max.
Yeah. So like, I think that started with like some random ass like Trolls movie where it was just like, look, we're just gonna go forego the entire like movie theater and like fucking.
Oh,
Just-
Disney Plus was guilty of that. Like,
And then they were
hardcore.
just like, you know what? We made so much fucking money this way. Like, what's the point of like even like sending shit to the theater anymore?
What
And
is
it's
the
like a
point?
valid question. Like, what is the
Yeah.
fucking point of
What
like
is the point?
having shit
Exactly.
in the theater anymore?
To have this middle person, I'm sorry, political correctness, but middle person distributor who's making money just to like give it to the masses when there's other ways. And by the way, I'll give, like, Louis C.K. did that with his comedy early on, where he just skipped the middleman. I know he's not still loved by the masses, but he did that
No.
shit early on, and that's the way to go, I think.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like, well, once the pandemic ends, like, it begs the question, like, what is gonna happen, like, with movies and like, what's the state of movies gonna be like? Because, like, I like that trend, dude. Like, do I really need to go to a fucking movie theater to see 9 out of 10 of these fucking movies? Like, no. I
No.
don't.
They also cost
Absolutely
$20.
not.
They cost $20 on the streaming services to see it outside of the movie theater, which is also kind of annoying.
In
because
addition to your monthly subscription.
it's like I'm not in the theater; I'm in my living room, so you shouldn't be charging me the same or more.
Yeah, but I mean,
Does it cost $20 to get a ticket at the theater? I thought it was like $16.
No,
You're
like
good.
14.
do you get to own the movie, like, or are you just renting it?
Think you'll own it later, maybe? I have no idea. I forgot how that works.
If you own it later, dude, that's totally worth it. Absolutely worth it. I don't know. I
But
mean,
it's going to be on a streaming service.
what's the fucking point of a movie theater then? Like,
I agree.
there's no fucking point. For the rare occasion where a fucking blockbuster comes out where you feel compelled to watch something in a movie theater, like Saving Private Ryan. Like, dude, I imagine Saving Private Ryan was fucking awesome in the movie theater.
Oh,
But at
dude, I
that
can
point,
imagine.
I'll bet you the fucking
wouldn't you want IMAX? I mean, wouldn't you want IMAX at that point? I don't even
I
like the
don't give a
movie
shit,
theater
dude.
experience. Like, if I'm gonna go to the movie theater, I want to go to IMAX and like do 3D for like Avatar or some shit. That's the only time I'm probably going to the theater.
For blockbusters.
Or for 3D experiences, like some amazing thing.
Like, what are you
when I
gonna
saw
watch in
Avatar.
3D besides
Well,
a fucking
Avatar was
a
cool.
blockbuster? That's a blockbuster,
Right.
though. Like,
Right,
you're not gonna
right.
watch your average fucking movie. You're not gonna watch like Cars 3 in fucking 3D for no apparent reason. You know,
That's your reference
like,
point. That's your
I don't
reference
know.
point.
I don't
is
know.
Cars 3. No, I know. It's like you're not gonna watch like the newest, like, Jeremy Renner joint on IMAX.
exactly. And like my personal experience with IMAX has been fucking miserable too, because like literally the only time I've ever been to fucking IMAX was Pacific Rim. It's
Oh,
funny.
okay, man.
It's
My
fucking
last-
funny that we mentioned Pacific
So
Rim because
good.
that was.
So good.
Yeah, my
Well-
last one was Interstellar.
I wouldn't know because I was too close because the movie was
Wait.
fucking sold out, and it's like there's like a viewing range where it's even legible with fucking IMAX.
You were in the.
You're a
Were you in the
Pacific-
front? Were you in the front?
I was in
row,
like the
Colin?
front row because the
Then-
whole fucking movie was just full,
The
dude.
neck breaking seat.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We did that in New York. Remember, Matt, when we went to like. Maybe it wasn't the last time we went to New York. 'Cause the last time we went to New York and saw a movie, it was at like one of those eat-in diner places, which is so fun. Where you're like at a table watching a movie and you get dinner.
Oh yeah, they have that in New Hampshire, or Pelham, or wherever that was.
Yeah, they have a
Right,
really.
So, but I want to hear you guys like your opinion of King Kong. I think I've kind of overtaken this conversation with my fucking stupid.
Well, this
stories.
part of the
Honestly, it
conversation
was-
might have been more interesting than the actual King Kong part.
Yeah,
Go ahead, guys.
You're not wrong. You're actually kind of not wrong.
I really think King Kong versus Godzilla was as popular because there's just not a lot of good stuff out there. Like I think people just want like mindless entertainment. They don't want to watch Nomad Land where it's like some woman who's homeless, Oscar winner. Okay, we're all miserable. Some.
Yo.
Okay, we don't want to watch your fucking sad movie. I want to watch Godzilla versus Kong. I want to see somebody get their face beat in that isn't actually getting hurt because they're fake.
That is literally my consistent fucking mentality with just movies in general. That's why I love horror movies. That's why horror movies are my fucking favorite genre, because they're literally mindless. They're literally fucking mindless. Like the rare occasion, like there are like the rare occasions where there's fucking horror movies that are, in addition to being just mindless, like violence, like some of them are really fucking good, dude. Some of the like recent horror movies I've seen are fucking phenomenal. Like Hereditary.
Hereditary
Hereditary
the
is
best one I've
fucking
seen in years.
unbelievable.
that's not-
The Witch
that's
was
not mindless.
fucking
The
perfect.
Witch was fantastic.
But I wouldn't say that that's a mindless. That was a good
Yeah.
movie. Like
No,
like some
I
of that
know.
we're talking about mindless entertainment is like like gore, like horror gore. Like they have a word for it. Horror
Slasher,
porn.
like slasher movies. Like slasher movies are usually pretty mindless. Like I like the Halloween movies, dude. I like all the Halloween movies, even the stupid ones that everyone fucking hates.
Me too,
Conjuring
because
was
they're
great.
actually you know why? Because they're actually scary. They are actually scary.
I don't think they're scary, but like I even like the fucking Rob Zombie ones, dude. The Rob Zombie ones I thought were fucking fantastic.
The
I don't
first
give a
Rob Zombie one was
I
awesome.
don't give a shit what anybody says, man. Those fucking movies are killer.
I
The
agree.
second one was really good too. Did you see the second
Was
one?
it really? I
Yeah.
actually heard horrible things about it.
Really fucking good.
I think Mike Myers is actually really scary because it's so commonplace. It's like just babysitting, and then there's someone standing outside your window, like so common and scary.
You know whose
So
face the
good.
mask is supposed to be, right?
William Shatner.
Yeah.
I've never seen the resemblance to that though.
I haven't either.
I've
Makes no
never
sense
seen
to
the
me.
resemblance.
I don't see that.
It's fucking bizarre.
All right, so
Pick up another quest or something, Matt, because you're the posse leader.
okay, I'll pick up another bounty. So let's move on to hacking, which we can talk a lot about, and we have about 15 minutes of good old hacking convo, unless you want to take another 15 minutes to talk about Red Dead at the end there, Cullen. But hacking is, I think, literally destroying online gaming. GTA 5 is like literally the pinnacle of just making it unbearable to play. But then again, the game did sell like 160 million copies, so there you go. You got society in a nutshell there. Cullen, you were saying Battlefield.
Battlefield is my example, dude.
Yeah,
'cause,
which
like,
one had the worst hacking?
It's like the fucking most noticeable now. Honestly, dude, I think ever since they stopped using services like GameSpy and shit like that, and like Punkbuster and shit,
Yeah.
it's just been out of control. And I'm pretty sure the last like 2 or 3 installments have not used any punk busting or any services like that.
They just gave up.
Any clients that fucking.
But Punkbuster, did Punkbuster really stop all that? I mean, it probably stopped a lot of the hacking.
Absolutely not.
But
It did.
yeah.
It did. It wasn't perfect,
Yeah.
but it's just like I don't think there are. I mean, it's gotten to the point where it feels like it's so bad in some fucking instances. It's like it makes you wonder, like, do the developers even fucking give a shit
No.
about
I don't know why.
hacking
It's
anymore?
baffling.
It's like even if you report people, are they doing anything about it, or are they just happy you're playing their fucking game?
I think they
Like-
encourage hacking because they like that devious things are happening in their games that makes
Who the
people
devs?
get more intrigued.
It's ruining
Who, the
it.
devs?
Battlefield is like it ruins the fucking game. Like one person in Battlefield can literally sway the entire fight, and it's ridiculous, dude. So maybe the problem is like maybe they shouldn't be making games like that. Maybe they shouldn't be making games where like one fucking person can literally decide the fate of like a 60-player game.
Why
You
can't
know?
you report them? Like, can't you just report
So
them?
you
and-
can't-
Yeah, but like it's not like you report them and they immediately get banned or something. Like
Yeah, and they
it's
just
not even beneficial
they
to
just
you.
buy another account, or it's clearly. I mean, I try to report, and I hope the reporting system works, but I doubt it half the time. They probably get so many requests. Yeah, it ruins gaming, and I don't know how that's not a bigger top. That's what I don't understand is that how do people just assume it's gonna happen and let it go? I don't get it. I don't fucking
What
get
I
it.
want to know is how do people just cheat in the first place? Like, what's the mentality behind especially adults, dude? Kids, I can kind of
Being
get
out of it.
cheating.
Right.
Like, I don't fucking understand the mentality.
I think it's mostly
Like-
kids though, Colin.
You think it's mostly kids?
Yeah, well, someone's
don't-
buying them. Their daddies are buying them with daddy's credit card. They're buying them the Chinese scripts because they're not hacking. They're actually buying hacks to use aimbot or wall hacking or.
They're not even smart enough. That's what pisses me off. Is if you're gonna hack, create your own hack. If you're not, you can't be smart enough to create your own hack. You have to buy a hack.
Hacking is complicated.
God.
Yeah, they definitely but that's the problem. There's a market for buying hacks. I mean, the mentality behind it. Like you said, Cullen. I mean, if it's an adult, I just feel very bad for you that you have to.
It's
do
like,
that.
what's the fucking point? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand the mentality. But like, what's the appeal? Like being number one all the time? Like, that's just stupid, dude. Like,
Right.
Over a video game too.
over a fucking video game. Is it like an insecurity thing? You think? Like,
That's some people. That's all they have. Some people only have their reputations in their online personas.
Which is so sad.
Mm.
Yeah, so there's a couple games that you have hacking. You got Battlefield, which is really bad. Actually, Counter-Strike and a lot of the Valve games, or there's not many Valve games,
Counter-Strike used to be fucking terrible.
but they will outright, once they detect it, they will ban your Steam account. So I feel
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, Valve
Yeah.
really has it.
Dude, well, why doesn't fucking EA do shit like that? That's why. It's like I hear shit like that about companies that are actually being like proactive against fucking hackers.
Right, but I wonder if
And
they
then
got.
you see somebody like EA that's just like whatever. It's like, do you even give a fuck? Do you care? These people are fucking ruining the experience for 9 out of 10 people playing.
I don't think
Well,
they
they're
care.
selling copies of They're selling copies of the game, but I think though, and I should correct myself. I think a lot of the really major. I mean, I know a couple people that got banned off Steam all the time, like pretty often. But you'll see a lot of videos on YouTube where you got streamers getting caught cheating. But I hope Steam is pretty hardcore on that. I think because
Dude,
Counter-Strike
it's-
is competitive, so.
It's unbelievable how far some of these people can get, dude. Like,
Yeah.
some of these people have gotten all the way to like actual tournaments and competitions
Yeah,
where
cheated
like
right
they're
there.
being hosted by the fucking actual like developers and shit, dude. Like Destiny
Yeah.
happened not too long ago, I think, that like some kid was caught cheating during some fucking officially sanctioned like Destiny competition. It's like, how the fuck do they even get that far?
Right.
Like,
Are we killing these people now?
we're killing them.
It said find a scouting spot before the targets arrive, but
Well,
I guess we'll just
you
go.
shoot enough people, then you'll fucking find out where they are. That's how I do my bounties.
Yeah, so it's funny because, I do work for a cybersecurity firm, and I'm just like, don't these companies want to pay to, like, make their code more secure? And I don't know why it's not possible. I just don't get it. And maybe, you know what I think also? I think it costs these companies more money than it's worth to them to protect their game from hackers, which is really sad.
You think that's the issue, dude?
I'm
It's gonna get to the point where you're gonna have no audience to sell your fucking game to, because nobody's gonna want to play it, because there's just everyone that does play it is a fucking hacker.
Right.
Like,
Right, but look at, but the problem is that it's like what we were talking about in the previous episode with why do people like Jake Paul make money? It's because other people keep buying their shit. Like, why does EA keep selling shitty games? Because
Supply and demand.
fucking people keep buying the Madden 2021 or whatever, and it's the same game as last year. It's fucking
no,
baffling.
that's just That's just fucking corporate greed. And like, yeah, there's a lot of really fucking bad offenders in the fucking video game
Right.
world, but I mean, like, I don't know, dude. Like, I just feel like the fucking developers just don't care, and it's like it's gonna get to the point where you're not gonna have a legitimate audience anymore, and then what, dude? Like,
But how long is it
then
going
are
to
you
take?
gonna start fucking caring when it starts affecting your bottom line?
Well,
like,
that's when they
is that the
exactly that's
only
when they're going to
fucking
start
time?
caring.
Is that what it's gonna take?
Well, look at the Nvidia shortage. Remember what we said about that? And we said, well, they don't give a shit about putting a captcha if they're going to keep selling cards. They just want to sell the cards.
No, you're right. You're right. But I feel like I don't know, dude. I feel like that's a little bit more different because there's a lot more like circumstances like behind that. There's a lot more variables behind that.
Yeah.
With like the shortages on whatever it is. It sounds like, from what I've been reading with video cards and like next gen consoles and shit like that, it's a multifaceted problem. It's not just an isolated group of people that are being assholes. It's like in addition to the assholes who are the scalpers and shit like that in that scenario, you've got the shortages of fucking hardware. So it's like, in some fucked up way, like that like makes a little more sense than a company just not giving a flying fuck about their customers and hackers and just being like, let it be a bedlam. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck if the people that are paying money for a game are having fun?
Right.
Like, and it sucks, dude. It fucking sucks.
They have a little bit of leeway there, but again, it comes down to money too. How much effort do these companies want to make? How much effort does Nvidia want to make to be able to get their cards out to consumers? They actually locked the cards for crypto miners, and then the crypto miners had an easy way to enable the fucking crypto mining stuff on the 30 series cards. So it's like, maybe they can't stop the hackers, and maybe they can't stop all these.
Do you think they just kind of like resign themselves to the existence of these people, and they're just like, fuck it, there's nothing we can do about it? I would actually
happening right now.
I would have more respect for the companies if they just flat out were like, look, we're not doing anything about this because there's literally nothing we can do about it.
Right.
Instead of trying to sit there and act like they have fucking alternatives and preventative measures to take to stop this shit from happening.
But do companies?
I would have way more respect for them if they're just like, you know what? You're right. There's nothing we can fucking do, so we're not doing anything about it. Instead of being like, well, you can report them and go through this 20-step process to get them banned.
Exactly.
Nobody's gonna fucking do.
I agree. I sincerely doubt how effective this whole reporting thing is. I don't know.
Not. I guarantee it's not fucking effective, dude.
Right.
Dude, it's like WoW. Like how? Like you report people in WoW, and then what? Like, and then what? Like a fucking like DM will talk to you or some shit, or like they'll be like, hey.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a conversation to be continued because I'm going to do a little bit more research on this because I'm very disappointed that it's still happening on a wide scale. But let's talk about the last topic here. It's either YouTube monetization or Red Dead. Which one do you want, Cullen?
Oh man.
I feel like we could all get on both those topics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys pick majority vote.
Probably more with the YouTube because Red Dead. I mean, Red Dead is Red Dead.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Matt, if you'd like to pick me up, that'd be nice. I'm dead right next to you.
You are.
Never mind. Never mind. Doesn't even matter.
I feel like the YouTube monetization is interesting because you actually had multiple channels on YouTube.
Well, let me kick that off then, and we can
There's so
talk
many
about
different avenues. You
Okay,
can go
so
with as
Matt,
well.
you need to explain to me how people make money off of YouTube.
Yeah, so I used to make some money off YouTube until they probably, like any good thing, realized people were making too much money off YouTube and started now saying that you need to have at least 4,000 subscribers to start making money. And you need to have, I think every 1,000 views on a video, you make like $3, maybe $3, I want to say. And it's a complex algorithm that a lot of people figured out that if you make a video for like 10 minutes long or more, you get more money. So now you need subscribers, you need likes, you need views. They all factor into the algorithm. But
So they're incentivizing the amount of time that you.
yes, so let me get to that. So when they make these videos, if you notice, A lot of these YouTubers are making these videos at the 10-minute mark, meaning they're literally just making that video to monetize and to make money, to make as much money as possible, and they're literally filling it up with whatever they can to make it 10 minutes. And there you go. You just have people making videos with you have, first of all, clickbait titles, and you have clickbait images.
Like images
yeah,
on
which
like the fucking preview.
right. So they pick like the hot chick or something, and they get views, and they make money like that, and people keep watching the videos. So there you go.
Facebook does, like the thing you were talking about with like the bloat of the fucking video, like Facebook does the exact same thing. There's
Yeah.
like all these stupid fucking videos of people doing dumb shit and literally just wasting 3 or 4 minutes of like just nothing
Right.
just to literally buy time.
Yep.
Until they eventually get to the fucking point of the video, which was whatever it would be. Like, and it's fucking annoying, dude. Like,
Even with the ASMR that we and I like, the ASMR videos, there's like a whole first 5 minutes where they're just like, "Hey everybody."
yeah, but like,
blah,
first
blah.
of all, those videos are gonna be at least a fucking half an hour just by nature. But like, if you're somebody that is abusing the system like that, you're like, I'm literally gonna have this clickbait bullshit that people are gonna click on. I'm gonna lure them here under false pretenses,
Right.
and then I'm gonna spend a shitload of time just buying time on the clock so I can literally make money off this video. It's like, why would YouTube be like, yeah, pay that person, give that person money?
It's well, I think they're trying to encourage people to make longer videos, and that means that they can get the optimum amount of ads. So going back to the point of companies don't give a shit, they probably figured out how much can we make the most off, again, ad revenue from Google. So unless you don't have a YouTube Premium account, you realize that all these videos that I post probably have ads on them. That's how they make money off them. And it's all about what makes them the most money. And people figure that out. And, it's a
I think they need to
vicious
dial
cycle.
it back a little bit now, dude, because just like everybody is fucking, it's like become an industry now for fucking people. It's like a system that they've just beaten.
Right.
That they fucking like, they've like just monetized so much.
Right.
And people see this industry in it. It's like people don't, you're gonna create a generation of people that don't even have fucking aspirations to do anything else but be influencers or something, or YouTubers, or like.
That'll benefit the rest of us.
How does that
They're all-
benefit us though?
Because
Does
if they're
nothing
just
for
like,
us.
oh my
Because of the
God,
job market.
because if they're like, oh, my existence is enough, that benefits us. Because
How's
we're
that-
actually doing. Because we're actually doing other shit other than just being like, hey, my existence is enough. We're actually like trying and working and like making stuff. We're not just being like, here I am. I think it's good for us.
It fucking worries me though, dude, that the whole fucking just like nature of like jobs is gonna, like the job market in general is just gonna fucking start leaning more towards like that type of mindset. And it's like then people like us who actually have worked for jobs and shit like that and have like put in time and shit like that are gonna become like dinosaurs and old fashioned, and like that train of thought isn't gonna be applicable anymore. And then we're gonna have to start whoring ourselves out on fucking YouTube to start making money.
You have to think about where the money is. Like, the money's in YouTube now because people are interested and they're looking at it and there's eyeballs on it. But it's not like there's still obviously going to be money in making stuff and like making sure it works and like doing things. Like just being on YouTube isn't the only lucrative career.
No, I know.
Right? I hope not.
So the average YouTuber, and we said this before, but the average YouTuber with 1 million I think it was subscribers, which is actually a lot of subscribers. I mean, 1 million is not every YouTuber. They make about $60,000 a year.
Okay, dude. Tell you something?
Yeah.
That's literally like I have a bachelor's degree in something money. Like that's
Right.
fucking outrageous. Why?
It's unreal.
Why?
But 1 million people, man, I mean,
So what, dude?
I don't know.
Sadly, 60K.
It's fucked up. Like it's so fucked up to
Yeah,
me
right on.
that like equates as money now. Like
know.
because it's a dick swing like measuring contest, dude.
It really
It's a
It
dick
shouldn't make you
measuring
any happier.
contest.
What, Mike?
This shouldn't make you any happier for it. It's just like this really like sad culture that we've kind of given ourselves up to.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
But I think people are gonna start to want other stuff. They're not gonna be like, ooh, influencers are the future. Like, I think people are gonna be like, ew, influencers. Okay.
I hope so,
I would
dude,
hope,
because that's
but
what
I
I'm
don't know.
fucking worried about.
I don't
That's
know.
like I'm legitimately fucking worried about that.
Yeah, I just
I'm
don't
worried
know.
about people like I mean it's already happening, dude. There's fucking people being millionaires off of doing dumb shit on fucking YouTube.
Right, and people watching
Like-
it,
Ask
not
me
doing
outside,
nothing with their
girl.
life.
Yeah,
She's like a millionaire now.
she's like a billionaire now, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it's unreal. It's
For
ridiculous.
how long, though? I mean, for how long? Like,
for
how long-
life. She's so. What do you mean?
She's a millionaire for life. I mean, like,
I could
fucking-
literally
like-
live the rest of my life and never leave my house with a fraction of the money that she's earned just off that stupid Dr. Phil shit.
giving her way too much credit to be able to handle money. I mean, Wesley Snipes couldn't even handle it. I mean, just because you get $1 million doesn't mean you're going to be in life.
Responsible?
Listen,
No, I understand that's a thing too, but it's just like
I agree with you
like
guys.
the amount of money that these fucking people are making is just like
Yeah,
so absurd
it's
that it's
insane.
like
Well, look at the Instagram influencers. They make tons of money by doing ads and all these things where they have product promos. And I mean, look at Instagram. It's a cesspool. You know?
isn't like this is gonna sound really stupid. Isn't Bella Thorne like an Instagram influencer too?
Mm-hmm.
She did the whole thing with OnlyFans, which we saw a documentary on, which was really fucking interesting. Because it was
Really?
because OnlyFans is regular people getting views and making money off of various things, a lot of which is sexual, right? That's my understanding. Some of it's not sexual. But then Bella Thorne went on and she was famous. And she like broke the website. She started getting all this money, and people were like, "Well, wait a minute, that's not fair." There's like,
Yeah, that is kind of fucked up. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, that's like a question of like where you like stand on sex work. That's the state of sex work now, with shit like that. And if
well, they're
your
safer
average-
too because they're behind a screen.
yeah,
I have no more
if
boundaries
your
left.
average person wants to do that to fucking
Exactly.
make money, like, do it. Fucking
I'm
do
gonna
it.
do
Like,
The thing about Bella Thorne was that she was famous and no people knew her, so she took away money from regular people who
yeah,
were
but like,
just
how did she get money in the first? Like, I brought her up because I wanted to know how she got money in the first place. Like, when I think of like the big female influencers, her name always fucking pops up for some fucking reason, and I don't even know why.
She was famous and she was on OnlyFans, which people thought they'd see her naked, but she actually wasn't putting naked stuff on there. So she was like baiting people with like, "Oh, I'm on OnlyFans," which is like, you might see my titty, but really she had no titties exposed there, and other people were actually like showing their titties and not getting the same money, whereas Bella Thorne was just kind of like pretending to show her titties. That was my
But
understanding from the documentary.
She's not like the only person who's done that. I know that there's been other celebrities that have also done the exact same thing. I know
she was
Cardi B has
high
done the
profile.
exact. Doesn't Cardi B have an OnlyFans too, or some shit?
Yeah, I think Bella Thorne was like the first high profile one, so there's like a big
So-
to
yeah.
do about it.
Yeah,
But yeah, Cardi B went on it after.
All right. So the issue with the Bella Thorne one though was A, she did lie, I guess, that she was going to show a bunch of pics. B, that she broke the system apparently because people paid so much money. It was something about it. They had to
People paid
change
money
their
to see her
policy.
nude pics.
I
They had to
can
change their
almost
policy.
guarantee I know what it is. I can almost guarantee it's she had some enormous subscription fee.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, you know, I'm going to stop subscribing to the plain Janes out there that actually need the fucking money
Yeah.
because I can't afford all my OnlyFans subscriptions. And I'm going to fucking start subscribing to these celebrities that are just showing you nothing.
She also made like $1 million in a day, which the actual website was like, oh fuck no. Like there was a point where the website was no. It wasn't even just regular people.
It's kind of like the GameStop thing where they're just like, oh, you're breaking the market by buying too much.
I
bait.
think that's different though, dude. I mean, I think it's just like those are rules that were set by the people that created fucking
But the
stocks.
company
Fucking-
said that
people
it
were
proceed-
just smart about it, and then
right,
the,
and
the
they got
fucking
fucked
company
over.
was like mad about it,
Right, and
as
but
opposed to like somebody who legitimately does not need the fucking money.
no, I know,
being
but
on.
the thing is, Colin, is that the company actually was had to change the policy because of what Bella Thorne did and fucked over all the other sex workers.
It was also
I could-
worse too because she said she was doing it for the
Yeah.
sex work.
Yeah, she's a
Wait,
she's
I'm
a
sorry.
fucking
She
idiot.
said she was doing it for what?
It made it worse.
She was
That
doing.
said
She was researching
her.
she was researching a role.
Oh, shut the fuck up. What is she even in?
But it also was like, well, if you're researching a role, then respect the people in which of the role you're researching.
Don't take
know?
like food out of their mouths, dude. Like
Exactly.
that's
But
fucked up.
here's the thing: whose fault is that really? Is that her fault? I mean, she's just
No.
doing her thing.
I don't know
No,
if that's her
that is her
fault.
fault.
I don't know.
I think that is her fault.
I think it's
I
company
she
policy
she
needs to fix
I
their
think
shit.
that was opportunistic of her.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that was opportunism
I think she
instead
she
of
was
being like she didn't need to benefit from that. There's people there's people out there that are using that because they fucking have to use it.
Okay. No, sorry. Leah's like moving the mouse over and over again. I'm just like, this got to be.
Well,
an easier way.
this technology is so like upper class for me. It's like the mice have all these different phases and zones, and I'm like, I just know one mouse zone, just clicking. But apparently, this one has like slow, medium, and fast.
My game's kind of running slightly choppy too, because I'm like streaming or recording. I don't know. You know
I'll
what?
tell you why
I
it's
need a
running
professional
choppy, 'cause-
podcast setup.
Because you're not doing the fucking bounty, Matt. That's why. And the
going
game is
somewhere
punishing
here.
you. I have brother Owl Hoot.
So listen, let's wrap it up here. Let's give. So
Is
we'll-
Mike alive? Mike, you still alive, bro?
Yeah,
you and Leah are very overpowering on the podcast.
yeah, you guys
which
kind of
is-
got into that one, so I was
Yeah,
kind of like gonna let you guys like
Sorry.
keep your thunder on there.
I
No,
know.
that's
And
fine.
It's Mike. Don't worry, man. Sometimes I struggle as well with these two. These two think they're Larry King and Bill Maher over here.
We do talk a lot.
Well, I'm
Fine.
always happy to try to guide the podcast, which I agree with Cullen. We do want to keep the listeners entertained here. So, what was this last topic? I don't even remember what the last topic was here. What were we even talking about?
YouTube monetization.
Oh, YouTube monitor.
yeah.
So, Cullen, does that answer your question? Kind of like basically how shitty the system is.
Yeah, I mean, it answers my question, but it doesn't make me feel any better about the system.
Yeah, and
Like,
I
it's-
certainly
it's
don't
just like-
expect it will.
It makes me feel even worse just knowing that that's like the guidelines that people are fucking paying these morons for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic, and guess what? I can't even monetize anymore because they've increased the threshold. So even people trying to make good content can't really make any money anymore.
Okay, so like for people like you that like could benefit from that money because you're not a millionaire,
Right.
they've fucked up the market now. Like,
Yeah.
that's so
It's
fucked up, dude.
you know, man. I mean, it's the oh
way it
Jesus.
goes.
Oh.
That's the
okay.
way it goes. That's how it always goes. You got to be innovative. You got to think of something new because the market is always changing and shifting,
It's just,
and everyone is always going to try to do the thing that was successful.
it's
That's what
just so-
YouTube is.
It's so fucked up, dude.
That's what influencers are. They're like, oh, this worked. Okay, I'm going to do it too.
Listen,
yeah, now I'm gonna take food out of your mouth because this is popular, and I'm gonna jump on this bandwagon, and I'm gonna make more money to add to my existing wealth.
I always equate it to,
Failed.
with me trying to do music and coming in right before the internet, MySpace, everything came about. We actually
MySpace.
what?
You're dating yourself.
Yes, we've established I'm already 40 years old. So with everything, it's and yeah, okay, that loaded. Basically, what was I saying? Yeah, basically,
Something about being 40.
yeah, something about being 40.
What was
Basically,
John F. Kennedy like, dude?
I saw him get killed, and it was terrible.
Oh,
and,
God.
and I was 30 back
And
then.
I was 30 back then. No, I'm just saying, listen, everything gets ruined. Musicians made money off the internet selling their music when we couldn't get signed by labels, and then we got screwed because all the labels picked up those websites, and I actually lost money because I was owed money because I made money, and basically all the independent artists got kind of kicked off these websites, and you really can't find any of us anymore. And then you have the YouTube that, people started kind of making money and making content, and then it got overtaken by the Jake Pauls and all that other crap.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ,
but I mean, then something else.
That's not wrong at all.
Don't you guys think something else will emerge that will?
You guys are very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all. Cullen, are you optimistic about this?
dude. About anything?
Yeah, you're not optimistic.
I'm
I
not.
will-
You're
Those
talking
all
to me, though,
sunshine and
dude.
lollipops.
Like, you're talking about me. Like,
What about
Yeah,
Mark?
it's like on a curve right there. You know?
You hit a grade on a curve.
Yeah, Mike, how optimistic are you on the current state of the world right now?
We're marginally getting better with COVID in this country, but other than that,
I got my second vaccine today, and I'm just
I'm happy to hear that.
I'm excited that I can start spitting on people again.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna spit on so many people in 1 second.
And the vaccine rollout, at least in Massachusetts, is that way I can speak for, has been really great. Has been really organized and really.
It started off as a disaster.
Yeah, it was a fucking dude. I mean, like, it's organized if you can arrange yourself an appointment. Like, there's still lots of people out there that don't even have their first one yet. So
crazy. To me.
Yeah.
To get your appointment, it's really organized.
Yeah. Well, it has to be because there's like a deadline. There's like a 3-week period where they like have to fucking give you the second one.
I mean, I was surprised by that. Like, the fact that they could even get that together, I was happy about. I mean,
Yeah,
my
no.
expectations were low. My expectations were really low, and they met them, and that's great.
A hell of a lot better now. I'll say that.
Spitting on people. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
So second
Damn right, man.
second vaccine, great. Probably multiple booster shots in the future, awesome. Probably new variations, great. Probably this never ending, just fantastic.
It's not gonna end, dude. It's not gonna end.
Forever.
It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of
That's what
those
she's
viruses
saying.
that you just
I
have
mean-
to
Do the
learn.
flu shot.
You have to fucking live with, you know, like HIV or something like that.
Do the
Well,
It's
flu
just
I have
gonna
the,
be a part of your life, you know.
I have the fortunate aspect that I am both living with HIV and COVID at the same time. So I
Oh,
Oh my
Don't
god.
say that. Don't say that. You're
that's
not.
that's a
Matthew.
podcast. That's a
That's not-
podcast. That's a podcast
That's not a
that's an
exclusive right
episode
there.
in its own.
That's a podcast
Yeah.
exclusive, and I just
It's
want to
not
let
real.
I just
It's
want to
not
let you
real.
guys all know that
All right, I got 2 of these bounties. Okay, so like, what are you guys doing?
I'm trying to get one of them. I thought one of you guys were getting the other ones.
I'm just
I got
killing
2
all
of them
these
so
people.
far.
I've
All
got
right.
one. I've got
It looks
one
like
over
one of
here.
them is dead. It looks
Leah
like
killed
on
him
the
because I
fucking
saw
map.
her. I saw
Oh,
her shoot him.
That was me.
That's
that was me.
Jesus,
I did
Leah.
that.
Jesus
Hey.
We're not
fucking
expecting
Christ.
much from Leah on
Hey,
this.
hey, we did it. I got it. We did it.
Okay.
He's here.
All right. So this was. I think this was actually a pretty good
Friendly
episode.
frontier. This was a friendly frontier. Okay,
This
so
was a great frontier today.
before
Before I end it, go ahead, Cullen.
before we hang it up,
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to propose my idea to the masses and masses of 4 people that listen to this.
All right. So mom,
Um,
dad, Iggy, Leah's sister, and Cullen's mother. Go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to introduce, in addition to Matt flying, games that we could all partake in, which I think would be a good idea. Not to say that we're
Like this one.
like completely ditch the format of the
Flight.
flight simulator
Yeah, yeah.
because that's like the core of this fucking program.
Right.
So
Right. Exactly.
I think that would be kind of cool if
Yeah.
we can all just
I agree. So
occasionally dip
I
into
love
games
that.
together.
I love that too. And so Cullen, next one is Farming Simulator. Is that what we're doing?
I don't
How about
know.
the how about the division?
Division.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of
or
Thieves is fun.
Sea of
Sea of
Thieves
Thieves is pretty fun.
So Sea of,
Division would be perfect because it's mindless, but it's like
Yeah.
so
so fucking terrible right now.
It's so glitchy.
well, glitchy as in crashes. Yes, they did something in the last update. But are we calling the Division the friendly apocalypse? What do you call the Division?
The
podcast?
friendly fire.
The friendly,
The friendly
fire. That's true.
The friendly
dystopia.
fire.
What did you say, Mike?
The
And
friendly
we have
dystopia.
Dude, we should
Friendly
call it the
dystopia.
friendly
That's actually a
fire,
good
and
one,
we
too.
should fucking turn on friendly fire in the fucking game.
Can you turn on friendly
No.
fire?
I think you can, can't you?
Oh, I
I don't
don't
know
want
if
to
you
fight against my friends.
Okay.
I
All
don't know
right.
how
Well,
that panned out yesterday.
yeah.
I don't. Well, sometimes it can be beneficial and make you grow as a person, but other times it's just upsetting, and I don't want it.
Okay,
Turn
we
on
don't
friendly
even know if we
fire.
can actually do that in the Division. But anyway, we are definitely going to do different games like we just did with Red Dead. Hopefully, I guess it wasn't too painful watching my screen because I definitely know I'm just really not doing stuff half the time. Colin, you did most of that bounty.
Well,
So-
I'm about to do the last part of it too.
Good. I need that gold. So this was the Friendly Frontier podcast. So 2 episodes back to back with, well, yeah, our return. And that's it. Thanks, everyone.
You guys have a nice day.
Good night,
Thank you
everybody.
very much. Good night.